Hello everyone, it's Elena again. Welcome back to another video. This one is going to be another silly one, of course. Do I ever do any videos that aren't silly? So first of all, where are we today? This is the Fantendo Wiki. The Nintendo Fandom Wiki, as it says there at the top. This is a wiki where people just go and just write down stuff they've made up for Nintendo things. And right off the bat, I want to say I would definitely recommend going to this site. It is an experience. You will find all sorts of interesting things here. This is just raw human creativity. And we're going to look at a particularly interesting example of raw human creativity, for better or for worse. So, what is this? This is the Nintendo HyperSphere, which is a fantasy game console that somebody created in 2015. Remember that other video I did a couple weeks ago where I was looking at an article on Nintendo Life? Well, I went back and was looking through all of my old posts on that website for fun and found a thread that was by the person who made this, who was promoting it, and seemed to be under the impression that Nintendo Life was Nintendo itself and was trying to like pitch this to Nintendo. As apparently happens fairly often, as people think Nintendo Life is the actual Nintendo, and they will go and contact them as if it's Nintendo. So I want to start just by showing you the specifications of this console. It's developed by Nintendo and Google, and manufactured by Samsung, so that... what a hell world that would be in, that we'd have that partnership. Because remember when Nintendo and Namco and Sega came together to make Triforce, and how they made like a really good F-Zero game, arcade game? This is the unholy Triforce. You don't want this. Do not want this partnership to happen in real life. And then I love how they have this information discontinued in 2026. So just trying to predict the future here. Oh yes, units sold estimated 20 to 100 million. That's a big range. 20 to 100 million. And we looked it up, and that would put it, if it was on the 100 million end of that range, that would put it close to some of the best-selling consoles of all time. Forward compatibility to the Nintendo HyperSpace 2 early ones. Successor Nintendo HyperSphere. What is it, space or sphere? That's something you're going to notice throughout this, is that those are used interchangeably, and I don't know why. Maybe maybe they changed it from space to sphere at some point and didn't change them all. But yeah, just going right ahead into the future there. Before we get into it more, I just want to show you just how long this page is. Like, we're in it for the long haul here. You're gonna get like a highlights version of this. We're not gonna look at absolutely everything here, but yeah, there you go. That's how long this is. Part of Project Eagle. Earlier names for the concept include Gamebox, Zodiac, PowerCom, HyperSpace, and HyperCom. Originally intended as two separate home and handheld console utilizing the same operating system. You gotta love, like, you're gonna see more of this throughout. This is like barely scratching the surface, but you gotta love the level of detail that this goes into, right? It's incredible. Just the nitty-gritty details. You wouldn't even see this level of detail on a page about a real console. You wouldn't get this long of a page about the Nintendo Switch, for instance. Developed by both Nintendo and Google, and the console developed by Samsung. That's a sentence. Competes with the PlayStation 5, yes, and the 9th generation Xbox console. I like how they didn't even bother to try and come up with a name for that. The console would cost around $2,999, depending on manufacturing and resource expenses, currency value, and supply and demand. Each game can cost $50 to $160. God, people were upset that the PlayStation 5 was going to have $70 games. Imagine $160 games, plus $10 to $100 for each downloadable content. Imagine a game that would cost overall $260. Game has 3 modes: handheld mode, which can be used as a portable handheld game; console mode, in which can be used as a home consoled. The portable has been home consoled. When you switch it to being a home console, you've home consoled it. Can be hooked up to a TV screen, projector, or a monitor. I mean, anything can be hooked up to those things. It's not... Is that really an important detail to include? You could hook up anything to a TV screen, a projector, or a monitor. Those are like basically the same thing. They all work over the same protocol. A controller mode which can be used as a controller for the Wii, the Wii U, or another HyperSphere system. Okay. Imagine having 2 HyperSpheres for $3,000. I don't know how they think that this is going to sell 20 to 100 million units selling for $3,000. Good luck. So yeah, there's a lot here. Let's anti-piracy. Imagine you're making a fantasy console. You don't have to include the shit parts of the console, do you? You can make it good, actually. The Nintendo HyperSphere comes with the consoles itself, along with a casing, 2 classic controllers, a repair kit, a tightly coiled USB. The tightly coiled USB. It's not good enough to say it includes a USB cord. It's gotta be tightly coiled. Oh my god. Incredible. A mini USB to USB cable with tightly coiled wires. Boy, they just love the idea of tightly coiled wires. With solar panels. A tightly coiled modem cable. Another rechargeable battery with solar panels. And a wireless stylus pen, which has a button at the top. What does the button do? We don't know, but it has one. Special edition one comes with a game. Gotcha. You have to... Boy, all that and no game, huh? Unless you get the special edition one. HyperSphere comes in 6 models. My god, has any actual Nintendo console come with 6 models? Well, maybe the 3DS. We had the 3DS, we had the 2DS, we had the 3DS XL, we had the new 3DS, the new 3DS XL, and the new 2DS XL, so that's exactly 6. So this is on par with the 3DS as far as the amount of models then. This model is the default model and has a folding case or flip or clamshell, much like the Nintendo Game Boy Advanced with a D at the end. Make no mistake, this is the advanced Game Boy and the Nintendo DS series, excluding the 2DS. This model has no mobile screens, much like the 2DS. This model has a mixed form factor which uses both a flip and a slider axis. Why, though? This model has only 1 screen! We've downgraded, we've done the Nintendo 1DS. This model is a smaller version of the original. This model is a larger version of the original. Gotcha. Oh boy, the software library. Get ready. Oh boy. Okay. I haven't looked at this part before, so this is good. So new Super Mario Bros. 3. Okay. Mario Maker 3D. So I imagine that's I've discussed this with my partners the other day, where what if they made a 3D Super Mario Maker game? Like you're making 3D levels instead of 2D side-scrolling ones? And I was talking about everybody has that idea, but it doesn't seem logical from a design standpoint. We're not exactly sure how they could make that work intuitively, because that's part of the appeal of Super Mario Maker, is that it's just so easy to use. Anybody could pick it up and you can start making levels. I don't know how you make making 3D platforming intuitive. I mean, they could make a Mario Maker 3D, but it wouldn't have the same appeal, and therefore I don't think they would go for it, because I think the idea is making it so accessible. But anyway, then we have Super Mario 3D World 2, okay, Mario Kart 9, okay, Super Mario Galaxy 4. What happened to 3? Where where was Super Mario Galaxy 3? Donkey Kong Country Jungle Furry. Is that just a description of what you think Donkey Kong is? Is Donkey Kong actually somebody in a furry suit in the jungle? Pokemon Alpha and Omega, not to be confused with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Super Smash Bros. Rampage. So is that Super Smash Bros. But with the gameplay of Rampage? You're just going around destroying stuff as the Super Smash Bros. Characters? Metroid Apocalypse. Pikmin 4, okay, that's real, but hasn't come out yet, and we haven't really heard anything other than Miyamoto was yeah, we're making that. Super Mario Land 4, I was gonna say what happened to 3, but no, 3 was Wario Land. Imagine coming back to that series. F-Zero Overdrive. F-Zero Hover Skating! What the hell is that? Hover Skating? Okay. That's the beauty of this, is that all you have to go off of is titles, and your mind can run wild. Imagine Captain Falcon, but he's got the shoes that Shadow the Hedgehog wears, and he's just skating. Incredible. The Legend of Zelda: Revenge of Ganondorf, which is just like the most absolute generic Zelda game concept you could think of. Mario Party 11, Mario and Luigi Princess Quest. Okay, and Super Princess Peach too. Okay, I'd be down for that. Animal Crossing Forest Safari. Animal Crossing Safari. Imagine going like that makes it sound like the animals. It's like a zoo type thing. You know, you're just going and like staring at them instead of having them like be your neighbors. Sonic, not Sonic Adventure 3, Sonic Adventures 3, Galactic Battle. There's more than one adventure this time. Sonic Adventures. Nintendo World Championship 2020, interesting choice. Star Fox Warfare. Boy, that's again really boring generic title right there. Imagine it's like a Call of Duty style game, but with Star Fox characters. Mega Man 11. Wait, that's real. That's actually a real ass game. Angry Birds and Mario, Angry Birds and Sonic, Mario vs. Donkey Kong Town Tower? What? Town Tower? Again, all we have is titles. I don't know what the hell that means. Town Tower? Flipnote Video, Pokemon Rumble Brawl, Pokemon Pinball Alpha and Omega, Sonic Advance 4. Imagine bringing back the Sonic Advance series. Like, didn't that turn into Sonic Rush, basically? Isn't that the continuation of that series? Yeah. I don't think Dimps has made a Sonic game, unless they make the mobile games, I'm not sure. But yeah, what a wild idea that would be, bringing back Sonic Advance. Angry Birds, that's just a real game. Angry Birds Holiday, all of the Angry Birds are on here. Talking Tom, no, these are mobile games. Oh no, that's the weird cat thing, right? Tom's, what the why are there so stop, I don't want any more talking. Minecraft Stellar Edition, what? What? What is it? Cut the Rope, of course, and I don't know what that is. And then there's just a bazillion colors it comes in. Puzzle? Camouflage? Okay. Special, boy, they really went overboard with the amount of colors. Could you imagine manufacturing that many? Demographics? Again, the detail. Wait, this isn't demographics. This is just talking about the specifications of the console. Oh, I see. At the very last sentence, the console is intended to accommodate hardcore gamers. Okay. The languages available for Google Translate will be provided for the console. That's a lot of fucking languages. Holy shit. Good luck. If you can pull it off, that's pretty great. HyperSphere OS. There's so much. You can download anything, but not .zip, .z64, N64, ISO, and NHS, as well as torrents to prevent piracy and copyright infringement. Great. Also ban downloads from ROM and video game emulator sites, such as doperoms.com. Like this specific. Do you have some sort of grudge against doperoms.com? God, again, this is your fantasy console. Why do you have to put the shit in there? Or do you gotta put the shit in the soup? You can put your Pokemon on Miiverse? What? You can do Pokemon battles through Miiverse? Your own custom pet from Animal Crossing? Now, wait a minute. Again, I don't think this person knows what Animal Crossing is. Those aren't your pets. Those are your neighbors. Those are the people you're living with. You don't keep them as pets. Yeah, you're putting the villagers on the same level as the chows from Sonic. Those are pets. No. No, don't keep those as pets. No. It has a default browser called Google Chrome. Yeah, I know, I'm literally on Google Chrome right now. It's not special. You can also download Mozilla Firefox or Opera, which worked on the DSi browser from Google Play. It also utilizes built-in Adobe Flash Player, Adobe Shockwave, and Adobe Air. Oh, so we're bringing back Flash Player in the 2020s for use on this console. Chat allows you to speak to people via Google Plus using Hangouts. Yeah, this is dated. Google Plus? What's that? Maybe they're bringing it back for this console, just like Flash. Flipnote Video allows you to create animations in vivid custom colors. You can also upload picture frames and videos to be edited and be uploaded to either Flipnote Hatina or YouTube. Again, boy, they're just bringing back everything. Flipnote Hatina, that hasn't existed for years. Google TV. Costs about $50 monthly. Good God, the prices on this. Why are the prices so intense? I don't understand. Startup. Boy, the amount of detail. I mean, I guess because it doesn't actually exist, in order for, like, these things to exist, they have to be described in detail. If any errors occur, the speaker will beep the error code in Morse code. Yeah, that's a little bit more detailed than needs to be, because usually beep codes are, like, specific to the device, right? Like, sometimes my computer will have an issue, and then when you turn it on, it'll just beep at you, and it'll go like, beep, 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 and it's just the amount of beeps that it does in a row. Tells you what the error is. You don't have to get more fancy, you don't have to get more in-depth than that. At the startup menu of the console, you can choose either handheld mode, console mode, and controller mode. I just love how with this console, unlike the Switch, you just have to be committed. you know, you have to be committed to which way you want to play this thing. No changing on the fly. No playing in console mode and then being like, okay, time for handheld mode. No, you gotta pick one and you stick with it until you turn the console off and turn it back on again. So much detail. Just, oh my god, everything. Like most game consoles, games can be saved. No shit. The accessibility options are just, they got them all. Which, you know, A for effort. Commend you for all the accessibility options. If only Nintendo would put this level of thought into accessibility. Connectivity. God, so much. Look at all of this frickin' detail. Oh boy, here we go. Here's the anti-piracy part. As stated above, you cannot download ROMs. Any file downloaded into the console will have the source of the file it was downloaded from, including the website it was from, and it will keep that data if moved to a USB or SD card. Also, if the game disc contains an illegitimate pirated copy, it will refuse to boot or load. If bypasses, the game will use checksums to render it unplayable. The first checksum will show a screen informing that the game is pirated, and if that's bypassed, the game will go into demo mode. How are you going to pull this off? Hold on, $20,000? $50,000? The development hardware? What the the development hardware is $50,000 bucks? 50,000 big ones. Holy shit. My god. Why are the prices so intense? I don't understand. So how many buttons are on this fucking console? Oh yeah, there's the 8-direction D-pad. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but it's just because the 4 directions weren't good enough. You know, you can't just press the 2 buttons together. You gotta have another button in between that you have to press. I don't know. So that's 8 buttons. Let's just count that as 8. Okay, and then we have 6, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 14 buttons. We got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 buttons. God. Search, return, why do you... Okay. Why would you need menu and home, and return, and search, and select, and start? And why would you... So it's got R... Why? It's 3 sets of shoulder buttons. R and L, CL and CR. Okay, so what's the difference between a bumper button and a shoulder button? I thought those were just different names for the same thing. I guess bumpers are usually like clicky, and then shoulder buttons are on the shoulder, but the bumper buttons are on the shoulder, so you could call them shoulder buttons. I give up. God. They have touch and fingerprint. All buttons have touch and fingerprint recognition, and light up when pressed. Yeah, no wonder this thing is so goddamn expensive. Braille electroactive polymers to simulate dialogue and word display on the touchscreen. Holy shit. Also, I like the word here, hepatic feedback instead of haptic. Very good. Okay, get ready, everybody. Get yourself good and ready. Because the price... Remember how I've mentioned how expensive this shit is? You get ready, you ain't seen nothing yet. So you have the classic controller, which looks a lot like a PlayStation controller. And also this says that that is because it's more comfortable to fit in your hand. Which just kind of sounds like an opinion. Like, I've got an Xbox controller, I've got GameCube, I've got the Switch Pro controller, I've got PlayStation controller, I've got Steam controller, I've got everything. And the PS4 controller is like it's fine, it's comfy, but I wouldn't say it's more than the other ones. Like, they're all pretty good nowadays. But yeah, and then, okay, how much do you usually think a controller would cost? Right, like maybe $60, $80 at most, maybe. How about $300? That's the price of a console! That's like more than the Switch costs, I think. Or at least the same as the Switch, for just a controller! And then you're like, you find out that this console is supposed to be $3,000. It's like, well, no wonder. No wonder, because it comes with the controller, and the controller's $300 on its own. What the hell does the controller do? I don't understand. Does it play the games on itself? Is it, like, is it a console itself? I don't know what hell world you're living in that it's $300. Do they think that there's going to be like extreme inflation in the next few years or something? The hyper advantage is an arcade style controller with the left trackball. Oh yeah, hold on. Don't forget. This game does this doesn't just have analog sticks. One of them is a trackball. It's a fucking trackball. Why? You thought $300 was a bit ridiculous. How about $600 for an arcade style controller? And then you have this Wii remote, which, you know, I'm just gonna say it. It looks very suggestive. This doesn't look like a game controller anymore. It looks, you know, like a vibrator. This is a vibrator. You can get this remote for the much more reasonable price of $149. $150 for this. But you don't get the nunchuck with that. The nunchuck is separate. And that's $100. But yeah, basically, aside from the whole vibrator thing, this just looks like a Wii remote with a fuck ton of extra buttons added to it and a screen. And also it's very round, which is the reason why it looks like a vibrator. A very rounded Wii remote. And then you have the wheel. It looks more like a yoke with a movable handle and vertical insertion, $99 US. Usually the wheel is just like a thing you put around the controller. Why did they have to make an entire separate controller that's shaped like a wheel, and why does it have to be $100? I don't understand these prices. And then you have like a Wii U gamepad. $600 for a Wii U gamepad. I don't understand. Why would you pay $600 for a Wii U gamepad? I don't know what this person is on. Do you, like, who... was this made by somebody who's, like, really rich and doesn't understand money? How are you going to sell any of this? Nobody is going to buy this. And then, okay, so that was all great, right? That's all pretty normal, actually. You know, those are pretty normal as far as controllers go. Now you get... This one doesn't have an illustration, so I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused on this. It's just the orb. The orb is a 3D free viewpoint sphere. What the hell does that mean? Supported on a tripod, each with a suction cup on its feet. You can change the height on the orb to be supported on a table or on the floor. The sphere itself is a spherical touchscreen. $999 US, another $1,000 for whatever the fuck this is. What the hell is the orb? I feel like we're getting into, like, things we should not know about. This is like an Eldritch console. And we have the Cyclops. Cyclopsy is basically a monocular camera supported by a base with 4 rubber feet. It has additional stereo speakers, stereo microphone, sensor bar, solar panel, and hologram. The Cyclops can also track human motion and works hand in hand with the remote, the step board, and the suit. $100. So is it, I guess it's like the Kinect? Hologram? I don't know what to say. And then there's virtual reality. You have the step board. It's basically an omnidirectional circular treadmill that can sense footsteps and elevates depending on the game, the point of view, and the setting. This thing's gotta be massive. You gotta convert your home into, like, being dedicated to this thing. It has LED lights and can portray a 3D screen of the floor in which the character is in. Holy shit. I like how no price is given for this. It's priceless. The gyro helmet is a head-mounted display that has a gyroscope, adjustable semi-transparent lens screens that allowed stereoscopy, nose buds that allowed virtual scent. How are you pulling that one off? Stereo microphones and stereo headphones allowing virtual and augmented reality. It is also possible for the gyro helmet to work as an eyeborg, a device that allows you to hear color. Absolutely incredible. I love how they just stopped giving the prices though, because it's like, you're not going to buy it at this point. The Hyper Gloves are a pair of gloves similar to the NES Power Glove, because we know the Power Glove worked so well. Though improvements include more accuracy. I mean, it had better, because that thing was not... the one thing that the Power Glove was not was accurate.
Grab the flying fish. Grab him. Grab him. I don't get it.
So... I mean, you could say it's more accurate than the Power Glove and still have it be wildly inaccurate, because, yeah, and functionality and a piece of the suit. Alright, here we go. The suit is an exoskeleton controller, a motion capturing suit or an optical monitor tracking suit, and a haptic suit that you can wear, like the suit used to computer animate movies. So you're in like a green suit with like the balls on it? Is that what you're telling me? The technology provided in the suit can be used to simulate and control the accurately exact motion of a character in real time. Yeah, because that you want that, right? You want to have to walk exactly as the character walks. I mean, it would be cool as a gimmick thing, but I don't think you'd want that for every game, right? It also has electroactive polymers that has thermal control that give the feel and sense to the game. Imagine being totally suited up for this, right? You got your headset, you've got your gloves, you've got this entire bodysuit on, you've got this massive fucking treadmill thing. You're ready to game, ready to be a real gamer. Again, it seems like a thing that maybe could be done in an arcade setting, but then you wouldn't want to share the suit. The suit is just a bad idea. The suit, you don't want this. It's like the only people who would have this in their homes would be like really rich people. You can also use Google Glasses, of course. And then you're talking about the third-party accessories. They've even come up with a thing to add cheat codes. Good lord. The media on which the games come is both a disc and a cartridge. It's like they're bringing back floppy disks, basically. And then there's also a circuit board on it. Sometimes enhancement chips. Again, this console is so over the top. This isn't like the NES days where you can put in like a chip and you can enhance the game. Like, this is so complicated. What kind of fucking chip are you putting in this in this cartridge that's gonna enhance this console? Hold up to 1 terabyte of memory designed for big, long games. Gotta get your big, long games. On the right side, there's a lock switch similar to that of an SD card. Why would you need to lock a game? Like, the lock on SD cards is copy protection, so you don't accidentally delete stuff off of it when you don't want to. Why would you lock a game? Depending on the quality of the game, it can cost around $60 to $150. Oh, that's different from before. Remember, it was $50 to $160. We've swapped the 5 and 6. Who decides the quality of the game and therefore determines the price? Incredible. And then the color of the casing is dependent on the game's series. So we have red for the Mario series, dark green for Luigi spin-off series, green for Zelda, light green for Yoshi's Island, orange for Metroid, pink for Kirby, yellow for Pokemon, purple for Star Fox, blue for Mega Man, emerald for Pikmin, because Pikmin gets so many games, of course, that it's going to need its own color. Dark blue for Sonic, dark red for Doom, gold for Mortal Kombat, silver for F-Zero, brown for Donkey Kong. Imagine the brown game cartridge. It's the poopy cartridge. Gray for anything else. Wow, so literally anything else. You just have to be gray. And then clear is unlicensed? Because unlicensed is just whoever the fuck makes a game, right? Why would they all adhere to one coloring system? Why would they all be clear? I don't understand. Hyper AR cards. They're like the AR cards for the Nintendo 3DS, though they have a 3D image. HyperSphere minigames. Digital distribution. Hyperwares are games exclusive to the Nintendo HyperSpace. Or is it HyperSphere? I don't know. Still confused on that aspect of this. And then the Virtual Console is just literally everything. Except for Night Trap for the Sega 32X. And other extremely violent, pornographic, and unlicensed games. The model of games depend on the region. So yeah, they're like, okay, Virtual Console is just literally every game on every system, except for Night Trap. We hate Night Trap. Night Trap can go take a shit. Oh, yeah, just everything. Literally everything. Literally everything. And that's it. Then we have this model made in Roblox that somebody did. I just want to point out one thing in the comments, because just to give you a small insight into the creator of this thing. So this person just liked it, right? They made fan art basically. Said, I recreated your drawing / concept in Roblox Studio. I hope you like it. And then basically they're like, thanks, but everything about it is wrong. And it's like, imagine somebody gives you a gift, right? They make you fan art. People do that for me sometimes, right? I'm like, aw. I'm flattered, right? I love it. But imagine instead being like, yeah, that's cool, but you made it wrong, and then list all the reasons why it's wrong. So, there's just a little bit of insight into this creator. And they gave up on this at a certain point and made the Nintendo Google Eagle, which is basically the same thing, but comes after the Switch instead, now that we know the Switch exists. And remember how I said 100 million was like pushing it? Like that was getting close to the best-selling console of all time? This one, they think it's going to sell 200 million plus. 200 million plus. That would make it the best-selling console ever. Like, I guess it's like go for broke, right? You're gonna make up your own console. May as well make it the best-selling console of all time. It's supposed to have the power of high-end laptop computers of its time. And then I like how they've changed the narrative. So it's not that the Nintendo HyperSphere never existed. It's that it was cancelled because instead they made the Switch. And I like that in this person's mind, they would still then go for this. Like, they didn't cancel it because Nintendo realized, oh, this is far too absurd. This is way too over the top. We need to pare this down. And then they made the Switch instead. And then they're like, you know what? Let's do that. Let's go for the really over the top thing again. And we got the games again. A lot of these are the same from last time, except for now it's New Super Mario Bros. 4. We have increased one. And we have Mario Kart X instead of 9. And then we have Super Mario 3D World 3, and it's still Super Mario Galaxy 4. The 3 is still up in the air. I don't know what happened to that. And then we're up to Mario Party 13. Remember last time it was 11? So there was another one in between there. Then we have Super Mario Sports Mix Extreme, remake of Super Mario Sunshine, remake of Paper Mario, Paper Mario A New Dimension. We have Diddy Kong Racing 3. We have Metroid Prime Saga of Silex, Metroid Classic, Kid Icarus Feud of the Gods. I love that one. Again, you just have titles to go off of. So it's like, what the hell does that mean? Isn't that kind of what Uprising was? The gods were kind of having a feud in that one. I mean, some of the gods were feuding with each other. And you have Fire Emblem Destiny, The Legend of Zelda Haunting Nightmare. What the fuck? What the hell would that be? Haunting Nightmare. Then we have Pokemon Copper and Nickel and Pokemon Sync, Pokemon Pinball Lapis and Garnet, Pokemon Dark Black and Light White, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Beyond, Pokemon Cosmic Black and Stellar White. I guess that's remakes for Black 2 and White 2. And we have Star Fox Cosmic Warfare this time. Instead of just Warfare, now it's Cosmic. So I guess it really was like a Call of Duty game with Star Fox before, because it wasn't Cosmic. But Star Fox is supposed to be in space. So I guess this is they're on land, they're on a planet, and they're having a war. And now they've moved the war to space in this one. Then we have Earthbound Beginnings, Earthbound, and then Earthbound, The Legend of the Sleeping Dragon. That's what we're calling Mother 3, Legend of the Sleeping Dragon. My idea for what they could call it is because they've called the first one Earthbound Beginnings, right? And then Earthbound. And I was like, what if they called Mother 3? What if they called it Earthbound Conclusions? That was my idea for that. Alright, now we're up to Pikmin 5. And now it's Forest, as in Forrest Gump Safari. Then we have Pilot Wing Supersonic. Alright, get ready. Hold on, everybody. Let me prepare myself for this one. Splatoon Fiasco. Splatoon Fiasco? What? What's Splatoon Fiasco? What's Splatoon? Splatoon Fiasco mean? I don't know what Splatoon Fiasco. What? What's the fiasco? They have Punch Out with 3 exclamation points when usually it has 2. And Super Smash Bros. Rampage has 3 exclamation points now. Oh, and we have Golden Sun The Rise, can't forget that. And Cyber Wars, whatever that is. Brain Age Luminosity. Nintendo Pets. And finally we have Angry Birds and Sonic. So there you go. That is the Nintendo HyperSphere and the Nintendo Google Eagle. I hate that name. Google Eagle. Oh, God. Discontinued in the early mid-2030s. Wow. Well, I hope you enjoyed that experience as much as I did. It's really something, isn't it? I don't have any... I'm trying to conclude this video, but I don't really have anything to say. I'm exhausted. What an exhausting thing this was. It's one of a kind, you know? It's really got everything, doesn't it? It's just, and I think what makes part of what makes it so funny is it reminds me of when I was a kid and I would come up with things like this. And like, because I had like a fantasy game console I came up with when I was a kid. I remember what it was like making these kind of things. I get some nostalgia from my own childhood thinking about this. But then it's like, I wonder about the age of this bird. Like, is this an adult making this? Was this a kid? I don't know. Because, like, when I come up with stuff like this, I was a kid, so it makes me feel like maybe this was a kid, but I don't know. But yeah, it's really entertaining, and I will be coming back to this site to make another video here soon. We will look at the popular pages, which will be Splatoon 3, Super Mario Odyssey 2, and Super Mario Multiverse. I will show you. And I definitely highly recommend this site. Go check it out. There's so many things here. And it's very active. You can see on the site here, at the time of making this video, there was people working on it like 10 minutes ago, and like an hour ago. So yeah, if you want to be entertained and you want to see just absolute raw human creativity, come check out the Fantendo Wiki. So yeah, thanks for watching everybody. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye!